Okay, today on the workbench, we got a little bit different one. We have an Asimov AK, originally made years ago. They're now discontinued. Were kind of expensive due to the special Cerakoting, orange and black and white. I've already added some exterior attachments. Nice little forward hand stop, nice red dot, and replaced the orange tip, of course, with something that looks a lot nicer, I think. But now what we're going to do is we're going to crack into this, and we have a new barrel, new 407 millimeter 6.03 inner barrel. I'll be rebuilding the existing hop-up unit. I got a 70-degree unicorn hop-up bucking for that. We're going to go with the retro arms piston and max piston head, along with the max. I'm going to put a full cylinder in it, even though it's 400-some millimeter barrel. We have the max cylinder head, and they've changed these, so a little better. And then we have a Prometheus Emerald 120 spring. So that's all going to go in there, and I'm going to break this open, and when I break it open, we'll come back. 1 second. All right, after a bunch of work you probably wouldn't want to watch on video, taking apart a AK, and it wasn't very standard. That took a little bit more to take off than I thought, but a couple loose scrub screws, and that slid right out. And this is actually the main part we're concentrating on, is the gearbox here. I also have a 40K boost motor for that. But we're going to take this all apart. Yeah, I do not like clear plastic parts at all. Just screams cheap to me. But aluminum hop-up. It does have a bend in the hop-up arm. I'm going to try and fix that. I think that might have been done on purpose. I think somebody did that so that when they set the hop, it pinched a little bit more, caused a little tension. But that's with the hop all the way up. So, but you can adjust it lower. But anyway, we're going to fix all that. We have those parts to put in it. And we're going to take this apart. Once I get it all opened up, I'll show everybody what I'm doing. All right, got the hop-up all open. Hop-up arm is fixed in there. I can't take it out, nor do I want to. I mean, I could pop that pin, but I don't want to. We are replacing, I don't know if you can see this, itty-bitty. The camera's pretty good. That's the nub that was in there, just around. It's a fairly hard nub, but we're replacing that with a Modify flat hop nub. These pair very well with the unicorn buckings. That's why I bought it. And that is already on the new barrel here. It's all set to go. The old barrel's brass and kind of dirty. You get the clip. I got to clean it. They actually kind of glued the clip in. It was a weird rubber cement glue. So I'm gonna, yeah, it's that red stuff there. I'm going to clean all that out. The old bucking, very soft, very not good. And the arm, I did straighten it out a little, but I didn't want to bend it too much and cause metal fatigue. So what I'm going to do with the screws that were holding it in is I'm going to put shims on either side and try and tighten it up, see if that works. I also have small rubber gaskets that might work with that left over from the mounting screw for a MOSFET. So we'll see what works best on either of those, but I'm going to put this all back together and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, got it all back together. Put the, actually the shim idea worked out great. I have one on either side. I buffed as much of that red, oh, I missed some. Buffed as much of this red stuff off as I could, shined it up a little. You won't see that once it's back in. But the slide does work a lot better, and it doesn't easily move. So it's not going to fall out once you put it in place to where you want it, and then you just slide it back up. That's pretty much It's locked, solid. So now that that's done, brass ring in there. Usually I wrap the end with fast tape or Teflon tape, but can't really do that on this one. So just going to rely on that. But that's all right and tight. That's all in there good. So now let's open that up. Okay, opened up this Dytech gearbox, and it's really easy to know that because it says Dytech right on the side. So, and this is the Dytech Asimov AK. So, yeah, all the blue grease, gross. Been wiping all that out and re-oiling everything. Yeah, an all plastic toothpaste. Oh, one metal tooth. That's okay. We're gonna get rid of that. Plastic piston, single O-ring. Yeah, that's gone. Really doing this with one hand. See if we can't pop this out. Okay. Yeah, that just that slid back with no pressure. That doesn't look like it's very. Yeah, that's gross. Too much of that blue grease everywhere. Going to leave the stock gears. I'm not putting a MOSFET in it. I'm leaving the trigger set the way it is. Works fine, but like I said, I did get an upgraded motor. We're going to upgrade the compression set. Put a better spring in it. This was the spring that was put in it, and it was actually put in backwards. So I don't know if that would have. I didn't fire it ahead of time, so I don't know what that would have affected. I was told it wasn't working, so I'm going to try and get it working and see how well we can get this going. So I'm going to get this clean, and then we'll start to put this together. All right. What was a flash of editing for you guys was almost 45 minutes of cleaning for me. There were 3 different colored greases. We had the blue, and then we had the orange on the gears, and then we had a clear that you can't really see that was all through the tracks. But after several Q-tips and paper towels, I cleaned that all out. Now I got the white modified grease I use, repack the gears. They had some very specific shimming on here, and I think that's for a reason. So I'm going to stick with what they had. That was kind of a little hard to take care of or keep track of, but I got it all. So I'm going to clamp this together, put a few screws in it, and I want to check the shimming, and we'll close that up, see what that looks like. But that's the inside all clean. All right, all back together. Took the trigger out just so it wasn't in the way, but those are moving pretty freely, and there is very little play back and forth at all, if at all. I don't know if you can see that. Possibly it rises up just a little bit there, just enough to make a shadow. But that should go pretty well with the 40K motor. You can see it through the slot there. Got that mounted in. Had a little problem with one of the screws. The head snapped off entirely. That was a little worrying, but had another screw that was the exact same size and fits. I don't think that should be a problem when I go to put it back in, but we'll see. If it is, I'll just Dremel that off. But yeah, this is going together pretty well. They did pretty good shimming, because that's yeah, that spins pretty free. It's gonna have a little bit of windy, but that's because it's all bearings. All right, I'm gonna open this back up, put it back together with all the new parts. All right, there we have it, all rebuilt. I actually test fired it and it works, but just briefly, I want to put it back in the gun before I do that again. This 40K motor is going to tear this thing up. Everything went back together. Had a couple little issues with the wiring, but got that fixed. I did have to stick with the stock nozzle, simply because it actually has a better air seal than the one that I had. So we'll look at that later, possibly. But you can see the green Prometheus spring in there. And yeah, it's all back together. So now all we got to do is put it back to the gun and test fire it. Let's so all those parts got to be all put back together. Well, this is the spot in the video where there would be a shooting test, but unfortunately I lost that footage. I cannot find it, and I've already delivered the replica to the owner. He did fire it, was exceedingly happy with it. It was firing .32s at about 360 to 365 pretty consistently. Fired straight as an arrow. Ended up looking great. He loved how it looked, loved how it fired, and now it works a heck of a lot better than it did when I first got it. So that's it. That's the Asimov Cutter Custom. Cutter out.